Hey everybody, this is Ferg from the Atari 2600 Game by Game podcast, and you are listening to Soul Blazer on the SNES podcast, right here on the Retro Junkies Network. And Greg, by the way, I'm sure nobody has picked Zelda yet to do with you, so I'll take it.
At $200, a Super Nintendo setup costs twice as much as the old system. For the money, the company promises better pictures, sound, and adventure. Now you're playing with power, superpower. You're the king, I tell you! The king! Only for Super NES.
You're listening to the SNES podcast with your hosts, Soul Blazer and George.
Hello, everybody. This is Greg. Joined by my other co-host George.
Wait, what podcast is this? I don't even know.
I'm changing up a bit this time.
But if you don't tell me what podcast this is, I will never know what it is.
This is episode number 92 of the Super NES podcast.
Oh, that podcast.
And George, I think, is being cornery because he's trying to, get back at me here.
What are you talking about?
I strongly suspect that the two of us have a quite a difference of opinion on the game we're playing, like this episode.
What game is that?
We are playing one of the most curious games that I've ever played before. I will give it that much at least. Mega Man Stalker.
The kind of curiosity I have is, why do you hate me? What did I ever do to you?
Well, I mean, Stalker's a pretty popular, universal thing. I can get people who hate sports like people with me like every now and then. So it's like, soccer is the biggest sport in the world. It's not our fault that the Americans just don't seem to warm to it for whatever reason.
You kick a ball around.
Yeah, and for some reason though, this game never got released in Europe, which is the biggest, soccer fan base in the world. Go figure.
See, that's pretty odd.
Yeah, Capcom once again made some weird decisions with their games here during this time period. But this is a hybrid a sports game developed and produced by Capcom, released in both Japan and North America back in 1994. First Mega Man game with Super NES. There would be a few others. That followed.
Wait, this was the first Mega Man game on SNES?
Yes, sir.
Wow, they made a mistake. Could you imagine somebody hearing about Mega Man all this time, but they only have an SNES? Oh, this Mega Man game came out. Wait, it's just soccer?
There were some reviews I saw online where people this is people's first Mega Man game actually.
That's weird.
Yeah, well, it happens. Well, I am a sucker for hybrid games. I love hybrid games. Any kind of game that mixes up concepts and genres together or whatnot. I'm all over that. One of my favorite.
I'm a
games
sucker for hybrid racing.
Yeah, yep. Some of my favorite hybrid games actually is a game on the system, ActRaiser, which is a combination action, platform, and simulation, which I absolutely love. So, any kind of hybrid game, even to this day, I'll still check it out. And this game is pretty much soccer, or association football, as it's known outside of North America, but it definitely has Mega Man aspects to it. This is a very, in some ways, traditional soccer game. I mean, if you know how to play soccer, you're right at home here. And if you don't know how to play soccer, you can pick up the rules very, very easily. All the formation strategies, players, penalties, shots, they're all here in this game. They're all here, and they're all they're all here and they're all recognizable. I could not find anything online as to why Capcom felt the need to make this game, though, in the first place.
I wonder if it just started as a joke and then they went through with it.
That very well could have been the case. Because 1994, this game came out during the peak of Mega Man craze, like on the NES. This came out after Mega Man 4, and indeed, the plot for the game, which we'll get to in a moment, is set after the events of Mega Man 4.
Wait, there's a plot to this game?
There's a plot. There's not much of a plot, but there's a plot.
Oh, jeez.
Well, I mean, you have to give a reason, like a reason for it, right? So, but
no, you don't. Look at other games. There's some games that just don't have a plot.
Well, you only get the plot if you're playing the regular game. There's 4 game modes in this game. There's Expedition, Capcom Championship, Tournament, and League. And
Did you just say Expedition?
If I did, it was a misspeak.
I don't know if I heard you wrong or you actually said Expedition, but oh well.
Yeah. Well, anyway,
we're going to conquest all the other teams. We're gonna go take over the land.
You can imagine doing that if you want to, like in that mode, because the Expedition mode allows you to be able to play mix and match in the game 20 characters to be able to make a team you're choosing and just like go at it. So it's a good mode to be able to learn the controls of the game, how the game plays, that kind of stuff.
Or learn how much you don't like the game.
Or that too. Tournament and league modes just allow you to pick among the 9 teams and to participate like in a tier schedule of games. Tournament being like a championship, smaller bracket, whereas league's a bigger one. Unfortunately, unlike Tecmo Bowl games, games in which neither player picks, you have to watch. There's no way to skip it or sim through it. So, boo, poor game design there.
That's terrible.
Yeah.
Boy, I can't wait to watch 3 matches until I get to mine.
Yes. But you can play that in 2-player mode, and also curiously enough, the main game mode in this game, Capcom Championship, you can do 2-player cooperative mode in that game too. Play the game if you want to, which I thought was kind of nice. So it's kind of curious. They allow you to actually play with a friend, but not against a friend in that mode. If you want to play against a friend, you have to pick another game mode. But the plot of the game, such as it is, explained to you an opening cutscene, like when you pick the Capcom Championship mode. Basically in the city in which Mega Man and Dr. Light live, there's a huge soccer game planned, and then all of a sudden there's an explosion on the field, and all the players are replaced with several of Dr. Wily's new robot masters. So Dr. Light then sends in Mega Man and clones of Mega Man to be able to stop Dr. Wily once again, this time on the soccer field. So,
wow.
It's silly, but it works.
Sure, I guess.
So there's a lot of hybrids. There's a lot of hybrids and a lot of utilization of Mega Man themes and concepts in this game. And one of the biggest ones is right here in Capcom Championship mode. It actually looks like a typical opening Mega Man screen. We have we see Mega Man in the center with the 8 robots around you in a square, and you pick a robot to face off against, just like you would like a Mega Man game. But in this one, the guy you pick is the guy you play against first. And you go up against his robots, where on the soccer field, like your robots, and you have to win the match. And you win the match, not only get to go on, and you'll go on next to go on to the next one, but like the Mega Man game, you get to pick, you get to take his power. Except in this case, instead of taking his power, you gain the ability to be able to have him like in your soccer team. So, say for example, to beat like Crashman's a team, you now have the ability to have Crashman like your own soccer team. So that's pretty cool. I mean, it so utilizes the flavor of the Mega Man games in that way, as far as actually going through it. And once you defeat all 8 robots, you again have to go to Dr. Light's castle and face him again, Dr. Wily's castle, just characters like with the Mega Man game in the series of 3 matches. So that's how that works. I already mentioned that most of the rules of Mega Man Soccer do fall like regular soccer. Each of the robots has 4 skills, which utilize how good and effective that those robots are on the field. They're running, kicking, tackling, and defense. Pretty self-explanatory, like what they do. Running, the higher the skill, the faster that your robot can run. Kicking, the bigger that gauge, the more power that your robot has to kick. Tackling, the more that the bigger that gauge, the effectiveness of the robot being able to tackle the other player to stop them or get the ball back. And defense, the higher that skill, the bigger the ability to be able to resist being tackled and getting up and getting the soccer ball. Each of the robots also has a special ability. All these robots come from like the previous Mega Man games. I'll just go through the list like real quick here. You have Mega Man, of course, who can do a
Wait, Mega Man's in this game? Holy crap!
His special ability is a charged Mega Buster shot. Proto Man, who you may remember, George, from the other Mega Man games we covered before in the past, is like Mega Man's long lost brother. Mm-hmm. He can do a Proto Strike shot. Bomb Man can do a speeding hyper bomb ball. Cut Man can do a giant rolling cutter ball. Electrical Man, Flare Man as the game calls him, can shoot a ball that's surrounded by electricity. Iceman can do a speeding ice slasher shot. Fireman can do a blazing fireball. Flashman can do a blue glow, which is like a very, very fast soccer ball shot. Bubble Man can do a ball encased in bubble lead. Woodman can do a ball surrounded by leaf shield. Airman can do a large air shooter shot. Top Man can do a speeding orange tornado shot. Snake Man can do a search snake shot. Gemini Man can do a clone soccer ball shot. Needle Man can do a needle ball shot. Toad Man can do a protective defense green glow shot. Feral Man can do a shot engulfed in fire. Dust Man can do a speeding dust crusher. Skull Man can do a skull barrier shot. Enker, which is the name for one of the bosses from one of the previous Mega Man games, can do a black electrical charge spear shot. And Dr. Wily can do 3 rotating black electrical spear shots. So it's pretty cool how each of the robots has their own special shot, and I do really like how they mixed and matched some of the robots in for the previous games. So it's like, what their special skill is, so you kind of can guess common sense. Well, at least if you're a fan of the series like I am, you pretty much can guess right away for most of these what their special effects going to be because they're shot from the other because of their ability like Mario games. But I really don't think you have to have too much Mega Man knowledge to be able to enjoy this game for what it is. Like I said, there are a bunch of like Mega Man features and options built in this game, but its core, it's soccer. I mean, if you like soccer, you'll probably if you like soccer, you'll probably have a fun time. You have a fun time with this one. So,
and if you don't, you might not.
Yeah, so you're not really a soccer fan too much, George, are you?
Too much? Not at all.
Yeah, I was kind of thinking that some of the neither one of us had played this game going into it, and I was kind of thinking that, for me at least, and I was kind of hoping the same would be true for George as well, that the Mega Man charm and some of the cute touches and gimmicks and whatnot that this game has, like enough to be able to overcome some of the monotony of it. And I do think this game's pretty fast paced. It certainly is a lot more faster game than soccer is in real life, I think, because most video game soccer does try to be like faster than like the regular game, because regular soccer can be kind of slow at points. So I thought they really did a good job of getting some of this of getting like some of the speed, kind of speed things up like a bit. But so I guess that some of the Mega Man stuff was not enough to overcome some of your boredom with the soccer itself, huh?
Yep. Yep.
Well, like, what do you think about the graphics?
I mean, it looks nice.
Mm-hmm.
It's definitely, what do you call it?
It definitely has a Mega Man look to it.
Yes.
Yep.
Yes.
Yeah, so Mega Man looks good. All the robot monsters like they're clearly recognizable. It has the same color icons, a color scheme that the previous games do.
Yep.
Yeah, the graphics look very good. I think like they're very cute. And they have the courses. The soccer fields do look similar a lot, I think, but they do try to mix the cars up at least to try to differentiate. Between one and the other, or whatnot. So,
I don't know. Honestly, they kind of just blended together.
Music in this game I thought was pretty good. It's not. There's nothing in here. There's nothing in here that's from a Mega Man game, unfortunately, but it does kind of sound like Mega Man-ish music. Capcom always, Capcom always has known how to make good music, but like in their games, I think.
Too bad they didn't get that, I don't even know the name of the song or whatever, but, like, when you're, like, tied or something like that, and it's, like, the end of the game, could have had that song.
Oh, okay, yeah.
You know what I'm talking about?
Yep, yeah.
That'd be pretty cool. It definitely fit Mega Man music into this game. They were lazy with this game, see? I don't know what I'm talking about.
Well, if you want to argue they were lazy, you probably could pick up on something else.
They chose to make a soccer game.
Well, no, the soccer game I think was a great idea, but my biggest complaint with this game, and one complaint that a lot of people had as far as this game in general, its control scheme.
I don't know if it's a control scheme, but more of just the controls in general.
Yeah, they feel sluggish. They do not feel very good at all.
Yep.
I don't know what the issue is. Because
and you wanna talk about controls feeling sluggish? Why don't you play one of the slower characters too?
Oh yeah.
It's like, are we walking here? What's going on? Are we just taking a nice stroll?
Yeah, at least Mega Man can go around the field at a pretty good speed, but some of the other robots still forget about it.
Yep.
Yeah, I don't really know what it is. It's the controls themselves are fine. They make sense. If you look at the if you look at the controls in the manual, they're all typical push button to shoot, push button to pass, blah blah, typical soccer controls, but the game just felt sluggish. Sometimes it's where I had to push a button 2 or 3 times to get the character to get the character to do what I wanted to do.
Right.
There was slowdown for this game. 1994. This is the middle of the Super NES's lifespan. There's no reason a game of this year should have slowed down in it. Absolutely
was
not.
There?
Yeah, there was. I definitely saw a couple games like there was a slowdown, but. But yeah, it's the game design I think is great. Where they got sloppy, I thought was in the programming it because I understand Capcom not putting their top tier programmers or sound people or whatnot on this game because after all it is a secondary game, but. This didn't feel like you feel like a B class effort. It felt like a C class effort. But so yeah, I don't know. Some of the controls are some our controls very sluggish, just poor play control. And if you know what to do, it's very very easy to be able to cheat the game and to be able to win easily by almost doing nothing about it. So
wait, really?
Yeah, it's very.
How do you do that?
Very poor programming here. It's quite simple actually. You start a game. Right away, you take a shot at the goal using your special ability. 99% of the time, that shot will go right through the goalie, into the goal.
I wish I knew that.
Later in your point. Then at that point, you manage to get you've just been passing around, and you manage to get three of your players to go into one of the corners of the field on your side of the soccer field. For example, like if you're a goalie on the left side, you want to get 3 of your players with the ball, of course, in either the top left or bottom left corner of the soccer field. Like if it goes on that side, and then when you do that, and all 3 of you guys are in the corner, that's it. The opponent, the AI cannot get the ball from you, and you can just put you want to just like put the controller down and walk away.
How did you figure this out?
There's several videos on YouTube that basically show the process.
It's almost like Final Fantasy X, where you do that first blitzball match, and it's supposed to be really difficult. But
I forgot about that. Yeah,
you just make sure you score 1 goal, and then you take the ball and just hide behind the goalie for the rest of the game.
Yeah, it's very similar to that actually. But so I mean, like if you play this game normally, now for some reason the last soccer game against Dr. Wily, you can't do this trick. For some reason, something got better like in that one match, but for the whole rest of the game, he
sees through your plan.
Yeah, pretty much.
I see what you're doing here.
But for the whole rest of the game, yeah, you just take the one shot immediately, get the goal, you'll get 3 of your guys to bunch up in the corner, and that's it. So
yeah,
and then and because of that, speed runs of this game are ridiculously quick.
How quick? Like 10 minutes? Like
an hour.
Oh,
but
fair enough.
Yeah, so it's like, how did this game get through playtesting and nobody found that out? That's just like sloppy to.
I don't know.
Yeah, that's just very sloppy design right there. So, but which is too bad, because overall as a soccer game, I like this. There are several other soccer games available in Super NES. I've not played. I'm not playing them, so I can't so I can't compare them to this one, but if the gameplay control is a bit smoother and better, this is overall, I think this is a pretty good soccer game. And the Mega Man charm really helps the game, I think, and it definitely has like a Mega Man feel to it. But just a combination of that sloppy play control, and once I found out about that, hide in the corner and cheat trick to be able just to win the matches easily, just it kind of sucks all the fun value out of it.
You're telling me cheating isn't fun?
Well, cheating can be fun in some cases, depending upon what you're doing.
All right, I'm gonna isolate that, and
and there's also further evidence found in the game's ROM itself as to how much better the game was supposed to be. Programmers had curiosity, have hacked it. Have hacked the game file because they're curious about the ending of the game. Oh, the ending of the game, if you actually manage to beat the game in the Capcom Championship mode, there's no ending. The game doesn't go back to title screen.
Oh, great. Thanks for playing our game. No ending for you.
Pretty much, yeah. So
actually, what you have to do is you have to play through the game a second time.
So some people are curious about this, and they kind of curious about this. They dug around in the game's ROM, and they found that some of the things they found was that the game originally was supposed to support up to 4 players at one time using Super NES multi-tap.
Right.
You were supposed to be able to play as Dr. Wily. You have to beat the game normally to be able to have him on your team, and they also found evidence of a closing credits sequence. There's no proper ending, but a credit sequence.
So, if you go into exhibition mode and you create a custom team, he is on that selection list, but you can't move over to select him.
Correct.
Yeah, it's weird.
Yeah, just again, more evidence of the fact that this game was properly designed, but very poorly programmed.
See, now if there was a day 1 patch, I'm sure this stuff would have been in here.
Well, I don't think
connect your SNES to the internet and download our update of Mega Man Soccer.
Well, in Japan, you could do that. Yeah, over here in the States, they did have a we talked about this during our 50th anniversary the episode special. They did have a service over here in the states. The states allowed you to be able to play against somebody head to head using the modem, like over through phone lines. But that was the best thing the best thing we had over here for your online for online play. We never had the what was it called, the online gaming service that Japan had for their like Super, like the Super Famicom. Why am I drawing a blank on the name of the service now all of a sudden? Damn. But yeah, we never had that service. But yeah, so I mean, Capcom certainly did not expect this game to sell very well. I mean, this game did not have a big print run, which I'll talk about later on. But still, I mean, I don't think there's no excuse like the game being as sloppily programmed like as this game was. So I really don't know like what happened. But yeah, I mean, quirks aside, the actual play in the game, it feels pretty good. I mean, the soccer action's pretty fun. The robots with their abilities and special shots are are very nice. 20 of them's a pretty good roster, roster to pick from. The radar works in the game very well. It's a very easy to understand radar. The characters look like a pretty good size. It's like, if the controls are better, I definitely recommend this game wholeheartedly. But as it stands right now, I can really only recommend this game if you're a fan of soccer, and or Mega Man, and want to see how this game is, because I think you can have some fun with it, especially with second player. But you just have to get over the control scheme, which is unfortunately not very good at all for this. So, George, we know you're kind of down this game. Was there anything in this game that you really liked?
I don't know. I'm trying to think.
Gotta be something here, man.
I liked when I stopped playing the game.
Joy.
I really don't know.
Graphics and music were pretty good. Would you give it that?
Yeah, the graphics were good.
Okay.
Definitely Mega Man style, so that's a plus.
All right, good enough. Yeah, so our very meh feedback on this game kind of mirrors reviews of this game when it came out. This is a game that really got a very mixed bag as far as both the critical and the fan reviews as when it came out. Just to give you some examples here, about some scores. AGM gave it 6.8 out of 10. Let's see. GamePro gave it a 3 out of 5. Disney Power gave it a 3.2 out of 5. Game Players gave it a bit of 54 out of 100, and Video Gaming and Computer Entertainment, also abbreviated as VG and CE, gave it 6 out of 10. So very average to good scores there, in those ranges. Most of the feedback was along the lines of what George and I have already talked about. GamePro comment, for example, that the sluggish controls, slowdown and repetitive computer AI was definitely the game's weak points. The special shots, Mega Man flair, was the game's strong parts of it. Nintendo Power blatantly came right out and said, for being the mouthpiece Nintendo and whatnot, and wanting to be on good terms their franchises and whatever, that the play control of this game was uncharacteristic of Capcom games. So, which is about as much of a slapdown as one publisher can give a developer.
Certainly.
But there were some people, however, who comment. They commented overall the game's very easy to the game's very easy to pick up and play. The game could be enjoyed more by younger players, which I definitely agree with. I think a 6 to 10-year-old kid just learning how to play soccer could probably have some fun with this.
I guess.
Since it's kind of a weird game, it's also gotten on a few like weird lists. Like for example, GamePro came up with a list a while back called they call it 10 weirdest sports games ever, and this game got like number 4 on they're looking at that list.
Really?
Yep.
Out of how many?
10.
Okay.
There are a lot of weird sports games out there. That's a genre I probably have more like you have more knowledge about than you do, but 4 seems about right. There was but you might know who Jeremy Parrish is, George.
I do.
Yeah. He's at OneUp.com. He called the game nonsensical, stupid, silly, but still awfully fun to play. So, I can agree with that. Like I said, it depends on the mindset that you go into this game with. As long as you go into as long as you like on this game like a kind of a humorous, whimsical, lighthearted mindset, and get over some of the sloppy programming and poor gameplay control. It's a decent soccer game, and the Mega Man factor kind of like appeals to it. So
that must be an old thing you're looking at because 1UP doesn't exist anymore.
Yeah, it's an old review. He wasn't 1UP at the time that the review came out. Sorry for not clarifying that.
Just for anyone who doesn't know.
Okay, fair enough. Totally fair to correct me.
Well, he put it on 1UP, but 1UP doesn't exist anymore.
You can still find the review online, though.
Probably, yeah.
Yeah.
What can't you find online anymore?
Yeah. Yeah, well, I'm sure you've heard old timers like me say, I'm certainly glad the internet wasn't around, the internet wasn't around when we were kids, because, oh boy.
I don't want to know what that means.
It just means the fact that, all the things we get in trouble for these days, we're glad we avoided that. Yeah. So, yeah, So, going to be kind of a shorter episode this time around because it's a pretty. Yeah, because like I said, at its core, this is like at its core, this is like a soccer game. But the Mega Man mixing and theming to it and flair just kind of add something to it. I think it does make the game stand out. The stand out a bit at least. It elevates it a bit above those average soccer games. The consensus. The rough mean average of reviews for this, the reviews of this game kind of put the game score around 3 out of 5, and I'd say I probably agree with that. 3 out of 5 seems like right about seems right with this game. And George would probably rank it like a little bit lower.
I didn't like playing this game.
Yeah. No. So let me ask you this. I know you're not a big fan of Mega Man, your Mega Man either. Do you think the Mega Man aspects and theming and characters and flair added to the game? Do you think this game was more enjoyable to you than it would have been vis-a-vis if it was just like a regular soccer game?
I'd probably hate the game more if it didn't have any type of theme to it. If it was just like a FIFA,
yeah,
I'd probably just super hate it.
Okay, well, let's get back. Going forward then at least.
Yeah.
But, there's no cheats or hints in this game, unfortunately, but, the game does have a password system, which of course you can find the passwords are very easily online these days. I do want to say, however, that the option menu to this, the option menu to this game, though, on the main menu is very, very good. You had more options in it than than most of the games option menus have. So you can pick on there the key config option to kind of change the controls around. You can change how much time's in half. You can change the number of power shots that either Team A or Team B can do per half. You can listen to the game's music. You can music and sound effects. You can change this from stereo to mono sound. We can also set the goalkeeper. You can have the goalkeeper either auto or manual control. You control the goal yourself. I recommend personally letting the computer handle and leave it at auto, which is the default. So pretty good options. too many games don't have option menus. Option menus. This rich. So I'll give it that. As I mentioned, this game had a relatively small print run, so prices for this game are. CIB prices make sense considering the fact that this game is rare, but cart prices are all over the place. I don't remember. This is definitely one of the widest disparities in like low from high to what's sold recently on eBay. I've seen for this podcast, and I can only guess that the wide difference is because of the fact that some people really like the game and like this game, some people hate this game. So the game's found easily enough on eBay. 79 copies of the game are currently up for sale. 40 copies recently sold. The game's more common in Japan. In Japan, this game's known as Rock Band Soccer because Mega Man's known as Rock Band in Japan. So I limited my search to North American Mega Man Soccer only copies of the game. Card only. Well, like I said, wide difference in prices. These prices include shipping. Cards start anywhere from $10.50 all the way up to $78.29.
What?
That's what I said. It's like wide disparaging.
That is too much money.
The average seems to be around $30. Average seems to be like $30 to $40.
That is too much money.
But like I said, it's a small print run. I think the reason the prices are high, the fact this game is a Mega Man game kind of also adds to the appeal for some people, and also jacks prices up in some areas, I think. But yeah, but $10, not a bad price. I probably could, especially if you have a friend over to play it with, $10 seems fair to me. CIB, this is definitely a pricey game. But you're a collector want to get this game complete. Be prepared to shell anywhere from $125 to $252.
No thanks.
So. This is one of those cases where it's but they don't know mythical argument. By the time Capsule would go back in time 20 years to play by this and this, you might want to stock away a few copies. Stock away a few copies of this game and make some money on it. Very, very wide disparaging in prices here. It's curious to see. I'm not sure I can totally explain it.
I couldn't either.
So I always have been curious about this game. This game came out in Super NES only. I'm not sure if I mentioned that earlier. Sorry about that. It's I forgot. But this is Super NES exclusive. There were 2 other Mega Man games come out. I'm sorry. What am I saying? There were a lot more than 2 other Mega Man games come out on the system. But this was the first Mega Man game to come out. This was followed up, of course, by Mega Man 7, and also the very popular Mega Man X series, which got up to, I think, 5 games.
Please don't make me play those.
The Mega Man X series is very good. I'm not going to require it here on this podcast because I think because I think those games have been talked about to death on another podcast. But the Mega Man X series, the Mega Man X series is seriously very, very good. I think it addresses some of the weak points the weak points of the regular franchise and kind of addresses some of those areas. So, I'd recommend checking them out.
You know what people don't talk about anymore?
What's that?
Ultima,
yes. Ultima has not been. Ultima has not been a thing for quite a while now. Kind of like Mega Man until recently.
Kind of.
But Capcom did just announce. Yeah, Capcom did just announce Mega Man 11. So Ultima appears to be dead and buried. Unfortunately, EA's just sitting on the rights of it these days, unfortunately. But talking about interesting conversions to the Super NES. George decided we should look at Ultima 6 next time, which was of course originally released on the PC finally, like they get a Super NES conversion. 4 and 5, I think, got converted over to the NES. Like I know 4 came out for sure.
4 definitely did because I remember you can compare different versions of 4 on the Master System and the NES.
Yep.
And the Master System version is like a 1-to-1, where the NES is just like a complete like remake.
Yeah. Well, yeah, they kind of had to in that case, I think. I mean, you like that game. I remember playing it as a kid, but
I have it. I have not played it yet.
No, 4, 5, and 6 are considered by many people like to be the best games, the best game of the trilogy, because like the first 3 games are very early games. They're very like dungeon crawly. They're very stat based.
Oh, the first one's wonderful because you can just find a secret area where every time you land, you find a new weapon that's a step better than the one you have, and also you can like buy a spaceship. In medieval times, so
7, 8, and 9 are definitely very ambitious games. They look good. The time period.
Which one's Pagan?
Good,
is that 8 or 9?
I think Pagan's 8.
That's probably that might be one of the worst ones. Or no,
7,
I'm sorry, 9 is the worst. Pagan is like the second worst.
Yeah, 9's the worst. Pagan got patched quite heavily eventually. Too little, too late for that game, unfortunately. But what I understand,
even on top of that, it was still lackluster anyway. Yeah.
7 got very good reviews. 7 people had like high regards for, but 8 does have its fans. I wouldn't call the game garbage. It's not as bad as 9 is.
And then you have Ultima Underworld,
which was very good.
There's 2 of those. They're like the first few Elder Scrolls games.
They use the same engine in those games, just like System Shock. So.
Really?
Yep.
That's weird.
Yeah. So Origin games, but and there's also Ultima. And there's also Ultima, and I also think there was Ultima Online there for a while too. But, But Ultima's been gone for quite a while now, unfortunately. So, again, I never played.
Richard Garriott sold his mansion to go to space.
Yeah, that sucks. Like his Halloween. It's like his Halloween tours, like his house, like things of like legends. The stories videos online. It's like there's lucky souls. I mean, like to do those. It does like the stuff. The stuff you like talk about like years to come.
Yeah.
But he's a rich. He's a rich man at this point.
Is he rich though? So. He spent a lot of money to go to space. He had to sell his house to go to space. Is he still rich?
He probably doesn't good investments.
I mean, he's probably in a good spot where he doesn't really need to worry, but is he rich though?
Exactly. Well, define how you call rich. I mean, like my definition of rich, maybe different than your definition of rich, but
a lot of money. That's kind of what rich means.
He's well off. Let's put it that way.
Okay.
Until recently, at least, he was still doing the touring, touring convention quite a bit too. I'm not sure if he still is, but he was always like a huge draw. Huge draw to conventions. Anyway, I played 6 back when it came out on PC. Very, very good game. Probably. I'll think about this. It may be my favorite of the series. There's some other games that were cursed. I might pick ahead of it, but 6 is very, very good. I never played the Super NES version, mostly because I looked at them like, how can they translate this complex PC game over the console? And you stay away from it for that reason.
Yeah, that's making me wonder if it's like closer or if it's just like another NES thing where it's just a remake.
Well, we will find out.
Will we?
Yeah.
Oh, wait, are we playing this game for next episode?
Yes, we are.
Oh, interesting.
So, like this game, it's another game I've always been curious to see how it is. So, we will find out. But anyway,
yes.
As always, we very much appreciate your support like listening to the podcast. If you have any questions, comments, feedback, suggestions for games, cover, what have you, you can leave us a comment on our Facebook page, or you can also send me an email directly to the SNES podcast@yahoo.com if you wish. We are a proud member of both the Retro Junkie Throwback Network show, where you can get to a whole bunch
Show
of
network?
Show networks, yes. We can get a whole bunch of other, great retro-themed podcasts, both gaming and non-gaming related. You can also check us out, on iTunes. Please feel free to give us a review on there, and also, comment on there if you'd like to. George, what other podcasts do you do?
Oh boy, I do Master System Masterpieces. You and I do PlayStation Power. That's basically about it.
The main ones you were talking about, you're talking about here, right?
Sure.
George also been streaming a lot recently. You're streaming a lot recently, on Twitch as well. So
Yeah.
You're doing Mass Effect 2 right now, right?
No, I'm doing Kingdom Come Deliverance.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Yeah, and I'm dying a lot. It's rough. It's rough and tough. It's a great game. But yeah, if you're interested, twitch.tv/Mr. Chief. That's MISTURCHEEF. But hey, you can also follow me on Twitter if you want. Same name, same spelling, Mr. Chief.
George was saying off mic earlier that he might stream some Ultima 6 too, so, because,
I probably will.
I don't know how much of this is available on YouTube. I haven't looked yet, so there may not be very much of it.
I wonder what happens if you look up Ultima 6 on Twitch and see what. I bet you nobody is playing.
Oh yeah, I'm sure. Retro gaming streaming is becoming more popular on there these days, it looks like, but,
I would argue that it's always been popular.
But it's more for the popular games, the popular games, the niche ones like this, nobody's giving, any attention to.
I guess, there was that time that we did Saga Frontier, and I had two guys pop in, and they were helping me play the game, and
oh yeah, I remember
they helped me all the way through to the end of the game, so...
Well, Saga Frontier still has a very big fan base.
Yeah, but I don't think anyone's really streaming it.
No.
Is my point.
Well, RPGs, I don't think make great streaming material anyway to begin with, I'd argue, but...
you can make it good streaming material. This is a conversation for another podcast.
Yes, probably.
Yeah.
But, so, alright folks, we're still planning, we're still planning something special for 100th episode. As a matter of fact, I meant to talk to George about that before the recording with an idea I had, but... I'll have to talk to him afterwards. So hopefully next time they record in 2 weeks, I'll be able to announce something.
I am not recording the podcast in my bathroom. It's way too echoey.
No, Ferg's already tried that. It didn't work very well. All right. I think on that note, we should probably end this. So, thank you again everybody out there, and let's make soccer more popular in the States. That deserves it. It's a fun game.
When entering the subway, turn on airplane mode on your phone so it doesn't keep searching for service. There, I just saved your battery life. Goodbye.
That's a good tip, too.
It is, actually.
Take care, all.
Nintendo controls 80% of the video market. But no matter how you play the game, or which game you play, things definitely have come a long way since Pac-Man. Now you're playing with power. Deep power.